vibration won't do you no good. It won't do you no good. You better start rolling when you hear the man coming. It won't do you no good. It won't do you no good. No, we don't mind if you don't mind. Hell, I'll never mind. Now let them all break you. Let the feeling come take you. It won't do you no good. It won't do you no good. And you know I got fever. So when you hit me right, you know you might as well. It won't do you no good. Say it won't do you no good. And I said, kiss your baby goodbye. Come on, love, it's alright. Heaven knows they wanna break you apart. Yeah, kiss your baby goodbye. Come on, love, it's alright. You never know unless you give it a try. Oh, baby. Say, do you know good? Can't rock the temptation when you get the vibration. Won't do you no good. Won't do you no good. And you can tell I got fever. You try to shake it off, try it all you want. It won't do you no good. So they won't do you no good. And I said, kiss your baby goodbye. Come on, love, it's alright. Heaven knows they wanna break you apart. Yeah, baby. Kiss your baby goodbye. Come on now, it's alright. You never know unless you give it a try. Oh, yeah. Love now, baby.
Let's start the party. 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's
What the hell are you doing, Carmen? Mama said if you wanted to become a lesbian, you had to lick carpet.
This is Uncle Stewie again with a very special announcement.
Pissing me off. Get over it, guys, okay? Get over it.
I agree with you 100%.
Now that we've been through like in the studio just a little bit,
does that mean that
calm down? Get over it.
I agree with you 100%.
Now that we've been through like in the studio just a little bit,
does that mean that
calm down? Get over it.
I agree with you 100%.
To God, I'm going to shoot somebody, and it's going to be me. Did you just hear that mess?
Oh, yeah, it was glorious. I loved it. It was a hodgepodge.
Hell? I was trying to get that stupid thing off, and this is the problem with the new way I'm doing stuff now, is that I'm having a hard time managing it all by myself, and it's pissing me off.
Has nothing to do with your geriatric status.
No,
whatsoever.
it has nothing to do with my geriatric status. So we're gonna go ahead and do this again, and we'll go ahead and start the intro to the show and go into another song. Because oh my God, that was just so obnoxious and annoying. Are you done fiddling around with your mic?
I'm trying to. I mean, I like playing with it, but
God. All right, here we go.
Those 6-year-old boys.
Whatever.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's start the party.
Hello, my little rockers. Pissing me off.
What the hell are you doing, Corbin? My mom said if you want to become a lesbian, you have to lick carpet.
This is Uncle Stewie again with a very special announcement.
Pissing me off.
That rocks.
Get over it, guys, okay? Get over it.
I agree with you 100%.
Now that we've dimmed the lights in the studio just a little bit, do you
does
think
that
that
mean
you could
that-
calm down?
It's time for the Dag-Nabit Music Mayhem with Linda and Darren.
Singing is the lowest form of communication.
Homer, you sing all the time.
No, I don't. I hate to rhyme.
You like musicals, don't you, Dad?
No, I don't. I think they're bad. They're fake and phony and totally wrong.
Wake up, Dad. You're singing a song.
I wouldn't. I couldn't. I hate that stuff.
Now, Homer, listen. I've had enough. In our family videos, we have plainly seen you're a singing, dancing, entertainment machine.
Staring at the street, can't you tell my legs and scars on their feet? Living this way just does not seem right. Small children with the hand off prison food, we turn our heads and think their behavior's rude. We don't understand the man is white. Told me, she said, well, son, that's the way it goes. Little children eating out of garbage cans. Mommy and daddy, they're all living in the van. I can't turn my head, they feel no pain. You see pictures, say it isn't right, but you won't commit to winning such a fight. This democracy drives me insane.
Yay! Little Darren Edwards project from 1997 album Read Me, The Way It Goes.
That was Darren Edwards project, huh?
The Darren Edwards project.
The
Okay,
Darren Edwards.
Yeah, get it right. Say it right, will you?
Just had to make sure because I wasn't sure why I didn't recognize it.
God, the whole intro, my whole new intro got carjacked. It was such a disaster. My God, what a week. How you doing, Ken?
Not too bad, not too bad. At least during the intro, nobody kicked you and cursed at you, right?
Yeah, nobody kicked me and took my stuff during the intro. What a
fucking criminals, man. They'll exist no matter what.
Honest to God, I'm telling you. Well, we don't have Sal today, and Linda is sick, so she just is not feeling up to par. So it's you and me, man.
Let's take the reins.
We got to take the reins here by ourselves. So, as you know, I've had a pretty interesting couple of weeks. Holy mackerel. So,
ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, we are in the presence of greatness right here. This is the only man that gets carjacked one week and then the next week saves lives.
That's how we roll. We make Christmas great for a whole family here at the Dag-Nabit Music Mayhem. No, it was really crazy. So last Tuesday, I was carjacked in the city. It went in my seat. My big little secret that I was keeping to myself this winter while baseball season's not happening. For those of you who don't know, I have a baseball field maintenance company, and we maintain baseball fields. That runs from March to like the first week in November. But this year, I decided, because Linda's yelling at me going, yeah, you're not going to lay on your rear end this year and just spend money buying guitars. So you better find something to do. So
no, you don't need any more.
Yeah. No, I need players a lot more. I need a lot. But anyway, so I said, I'm going to try driving for Lyft. I had done some research on it, and I actually, in the middle of the summer, signed up, did the whole background check and all that stuff, and I didn't start driving right away because I was busy. I was busy with the baseball season. But then as baseball started to wind down, I started to take a little more interest in it. So I figured I'd go ahead and give it a try. So it's pretty cool. It's fun. Meet a lot of neat people, But I didn't.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
No,
at least hey, the best thing is you already have a buffer to like weed out any of the really crappy people because you have to have at least have a freaking credit card and gets rid of kind of some of the dregs of society.
It does. It does.
Us anarchists who work only on cash,
right?
Can't use it.
Right. You can't use Lyft or Uber or
actually used one last night, but I had to give one of the girls cash so that she could do it for me. It was goddamn government.
But anyway, so here I am. I'm on like my 148th ride, and it's 1:30 in the morning. They do these things that are like lift lines.
Okay.
So, in other words, if you're going from in a certain direction and there's a few people, what they do is they kind of all save a little bit of money in the fare, but the fare is greater for the take for the driver is greater. So you'll grab 2, 3, or 4 people along that route.
Carpooling that whole thing.
So the very last ones I picked up were these 2 college girls. I picked them up at Joe's in the city, and they were going to 31st and Prairie over there by, like Michigan Avenue and 31st Street. And that neighborhood's changed pretty dramatically, but 2 blocks from where I dropped them off, or 3 blocks, is where that cop who was off duty got carjacked and shot the kid who carjacked him, like 3 days before me. So you don't know in a lift line exactly where that drop-off point is when you're going 70 miles an hour down the street, and they automatically throw that into you. So I'm paying attention to the road. I'm not paying attention to this line coming through.
Now, do you have an option of like following that lift line or not? I would assume so, yeah.
Sometimes you do. In this case, I didn't, and that's what was kind of problematic. I probably would have taken it anyway. So it's not like I can sit here and blame Lyft because it's not their fault. This doesn't have anything to really do with them.
No, it's the person who freaking bumped carjacked you. Yeah.
So I drop these girls off, and as we're pulling up, and you're pulling over, there's this open area in front of their apartment building, and I pull in, and there's cars parked along the road there, and behind me and in front of me. I get just tapped ever so gently, and then the car pulls around, kind of blocks me in. I'm like, oh boy, I got a funny feeling this isn't gonna go well. And it's like 1:15 in the morning, so now I'm like, girls, just get out of the car, go, get in your apartment, I'll take care of this. So these guys didn't get out of the car, so I get out of the car, and I'm like, hey, I look at my car, and I'm like, oh, we're good. And this kid gets out of the passenger side, comes around. And he's like, "Oh man," and he's being all real nice. He's like, "Oh man, I'm really sorry. I'll pay for it." And then he runs around me and gets in my car. And so he's sitting in the seat, and I reach in to grab him, so his legs are still out. He's kicking me. And at that moment, I went, wait a minute, I don't know if this guy's got a gun. I don't know how many people are in this expedition. I don't know if they got guns. Yeah, go ahead and take my car.
See, you should have painted your goddamn interior with his freaking sangre.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
It was
ridiculous.
It was so ridiculous. But anyway, so now I'm standing there, 1:15 in the morning. I got no car. My iPad's in my car. My phone's in my car. I run to the gas station over at Michigan, at BP at Michigan at 31st Street, and I go in, tell them I was carjacked, blah, blah, blah. And one of the customers go, "Oh, what kind of car did you have?" And I go, "It was a black Jeep Cherokee." And he goes, he says, "Did it have a lift sticker in the window?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "They were just here."
Motherfuckers.
So I call, the guy hands me the phone, I dial 911. I don't know anybody's number. I know Linda's number and my oldest daughter's phone number. I'm like, oh shit, I got no jacket. It's freezing outside. So anyway, I dial 911, and the 911 operator guy answers, and I'm telling him what happened. I go, "I need a police officer." He goes, "We don't send police officers for that." And I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you heard me." I go, no. I was just another vehicle hit my car and then carjacked me and stole my car. I need a cop here. "We don't send cops for that. You need to give me the plate number." I go, "Well, the plate happens to be on the back of the vehicle that was just stolen, so I don't have that." He goes, "Well, then I need the VIN number." And I go, "Dude."
Because you memorize that shit too, right?
I go,
you can't remember fucking your grandma's freaking phone number, but I memorize my VIN number.
Memorize my 15-digit VIN number. And I go, "Dude, that's in the glove box." He goes, "Well, then you're going to need to call your insurance company. They have an 800 number. It's 24 hours for claims. You need to call them and get your VIN number and call back 311 non-emergency." I went, "Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "This is how," he starts yelling at me, "this is how it works. I'm not kidding you." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Such great customer service that you're forced into.
So now, I'm calling Linda, I'm calling the chicken, nobody's answering the phone. Finally, I had left a message on chicken. Linda actually answered the phone, then hung it up immediately. So I called her like 20 times to no avail.
She finally got her out. She's like, "Oh shit, he's carjacked in the city. This is my chance." No. Hang up.
Well, thank God that the number showed up on Chicken's caller ID. And she called the number back. And that's how it all started to transpire. So, now keep in mind, I got no keys. I got no keys to my house. I got no keys to anything. I got no keys to my car. I got no keys to my trucks. I got no keys to my shop, to my storage facilities. I got nothing. So, Chicken calls me, and she calls my daughter, Elise Reese, who's on the ambulance somewhere in the city. Elise shows up with the ambulance and her partner, and we download the cops. Oh, wait, I forgot. So I spent 25 minutes getting a hold of State Farm and their automated system. Finally get a lady. She can't find me in the system. She passes me to another guy. He finally finds me. I get the VIN number. I call 311 back, and I tell them, "Okay, I was carjacked. Here's my information." And she goes, "What? Where are you?" I go, "I'm at 31st in Michigan." "Why are you calling non-emergency?" I go, "Because the guy I talked to, listened to the tape, told me that you don't send police officers out for carjackings and hit and runs. I just got to call 311. I've been on the phone for 25 minutes with my insurance company trying to get my VIN number." She's like, "Oh my God." So she gets me right away to 911. 911 sends out a cop. Right about the time the cops get there, Elise pulls up in the ambulance. So we're talking, and the cops are asking me a lot of questions, blah, blah, blah. We're going through this whole thing, and we download the Uconnect app onto Elise's phone, which is the kind of like the OnStar service for Chrysler.
Okay.
And we get to the police department, and as soon as we walk in, we go, "Oh, here's the car. It's at such and such, and it's in an alley." And I go, "I can set off the horns. I can lock the doors. I can do, just about anything here. I can even, I think, stop the car from moving since I'm not in it." No, don't do anything. We want to surveil them. I'm like, Jesus, they're stealing all the crap out of my car. So, anyway, to shorten that portion of the story, I get my car back. With that Uconnect app, they find it. They catch one guy supposedly. He's in custody, but then they let him go, and there's this big fiasco. I'm like, I don't care. So they send me out. I got to go out to the crime scene to identify the things that are in my car. Well, they cleaned my car out. I mean, they took everything except my iPad and my phone because they knew they could be traced. What they didn't know, as the cops were starting to swarm around him, is that the car could be traced. So they dumped the car over there by on Martin Luther King at 48th or something. So anyway, so now they tell me I gotta go back to the scene with another cop to identify the items. I'm like, it's like 2 degrees outside. I got no jacket. I pull up and Nancy Lou from WGN is there. I'm like, son of, this is just what I didn't want to deal with. So that being said, she wants to do an interview. I'm like, I'm freezing to death. I don't want to stand out here. Well, can we just do this real quick? And I go, no, I'm going to go sit in the cop car for a little while and get warm. So I do that, and bam, okay, so I get my car back, blah, 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 blah. So my week goes by, and I start realizing, because they took everything out of my backpack and left my backpack. They took my jacket. They took all my they had my cooler. I had a little cooler in there. It's got bottles of water in it, and crap like that. But I had one set of keys in there, one set of keys in my console that had keys to everything. And they took all the keys. So now I got no keys to my other truck, which I only had one, and it's like a $120 key. Yep. Then I start realizing, oh, my God. Well, a friend of mine had given me some money to pick up a gift that a friend of mine had made for him. Well, I forgot that was in my backpack, so there's $110 or $120. And then I forgot I had taken some money, and I had some money in some envelopes for some things I was going to buy online. That was in my backpack. So by Friday, I'm so aggravated. Every news channel's calling me. I'm getting interviewed for all the news channels. My phone won't stop ringing. My Facebook
should have started charging them.
Oh, my God. I was just so annoyed. And Friday, then I realized, holy crap, I'm down like $600 or more.
Jesus.
And so I'm going to Nashville Sunday. Me and Timmy are going to see my youngest son. Timmy's my oldest son. To see my youngest son who's in the military down in Nashville. So we start driving down there Christmas Eve morning. We get about an hour outside of the city. And this car is about a quarter of a mile ahead of me, starts swerving all over the place, goes off the road. As he goes down into the ditch, he launches off the ditch. Car flips over, goes over the fence, through trees. I'm like, oh, my God, it was the most violent thing I've ever seen in person.
More violent than taxation?
Yes, more violent than taxation. And so the roads are terrible. It's snowing. Snow's blowing across the roads. The plows are all over the place. Just a mess. Nobody's really on the road either because it's 7 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve. So I pull off the side of the road, start backing up the freeway. I call 911 from the Jeep. Keep in mind, the Jeep got my car back in like an hour from the time we used the app. And I hit 911. I didn't know where I was. Couldn't see any mile markers. No exits because it was kind of rural out there. And they were able to triangulate my position right away on the 911 app, and this kid was upside down. We didn't know if there was a family in the car, but his car was crushed, so we couldn't get him out. So Tim goes run. I go, I'll get the police out here, get over there, see who's in there, and see what we can do. Tim was able to pry the door open because the kid had a lot of injuries, and I guess he had a lot of internal injuries, lacerated spleen. He didn't seem to have any real physical outside injuries, but inside he was pretty bashed up, I guess. So anyway,
going down an embankment and flipping your car can do that.
Oh, it was ridiculous, man. You should have seen it. It was just really scary. Anyway, so we get this kid out of the car. We get him into my car. The cops pull up, and they're like, hey, whose car is this? I go, it's mine. He goes, it's stolen. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
Jesus Christ.
I go, I was in a carjacking a few days ago, and he's like, I had to go get the stuff out of my glove box, prove to him, show him my driver's license. He's like, wow, they still got you on the hot sheet then.
Yeah, that's wonderful customer service.
Yeah,
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ, these people are terrible.
Then I call. So we call 51st and Wentworth, where this whole thing transpired, where the police department I was at. And the first lady's yelling at me, going, you got to come back to the city. I go, no, I'm on my way to Nashville. I go, I've been carjacked this week. We just saved the kid. I'm going to Nashville. I'm done with Chicago for a while. And she says, well, that's not how this works. I go, boy, nothing seems to work in the city. I go, all the paperwork for this carjacking I was in is in that building. Find it. So she was no help. She got mad at me. I asked for a supervising officer. She gets on the phone. She was semi-friendly, but not really. Meanwhile, I had Linda calling the police department at 51st and Wentworth, too. Finally, they came back on, got me off the hot sheet. So we drove to Nashville.
Fucking ridiculous.
So it was just like this crazy long week. So then we get back here, and we had sent Kyle's family pictures of the accident, and Kyle's in the hospital. That's the boy, the guy, he's a teacher or something down at UIC. And turns out he was really bashed up. They thought they were going to lose him. He was really screwed up that bad. So the news starts calling on Tuesday. It's all over again. So that was my week in a nutshell. Absolutely horrible. December was just really, it's nice that we were able to help this person. But, man, I'm telling you, that was one long week.
It sounds like it, yeah.
It was
made longer by, inept freaking government policies.
Yes, it was.
Good Lord.
It was Trump. Trump ruined my week. Trump ruined everything.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Good buddy. So anyway, that first song I want to tell you real quick that I played was Kaleo. They're really, really good. So let me get to the sheet here. That's Kaleo, and the song is No Good. And then the second song was the Darren Edwards project.
You know what I've really been addicted to lately? Goddamn Alice Merton's No Roots.
No Roots. I know.
I love that thing. I absolutely freaking do.
It's got
can't get it out of my head.
It's got like the greatest groove. When it comes on, you just want to turn it up. No Roots. It's freaking awesome. I love that
There's
song.
this girl that comes down to the restaurant. She does karaoke, and she's got that amazing, dark, deep, sultry voice. And I was like, told her, hey, check this song out between sets or whatever last week. And she's like, okay, yeah, definitely. And I guess she went to went outside to smoke, whatever, and was looking it up, and comes in and does it perfectly.
Really?
I was floored. It was
No
crazy.
Roots. I love that song.
So if you guys are in the Aurora, Oswego, Montgomery area, and you enjoy having great live entertainment, come down to Mike and Denise's.
Yeah,
Great.
why not come down to Mike and Denise's?
Friday nights we got karaoke, the utmost best anywhere.
What did you just say? The utmost
best karaoke ever.
Oh, wouldn't the utmost and best, wouldn't that kind of be redundant?
It's redundant, yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you
Well,
for
just as
pointing
long
it out.
as you're aware of it. Well, listen, before we got other stuff to talk about. This is the end of the year. We got January's going to be a big year. I got some stuff to talk about what we're doing in January, what I'm doing in January, and I've got some music tape. I've picked what my favorite discovery of music, thanks to my son Tim, of the whole year is, which is a band called Red Green Gold, and I love them. They're freaking awesome. So we're gonna play that. There's a little story about that behind them too, and then we just got some fun things to talk about, stupid things that people had said, that celebrities had said this year. Because boy, they say a lot of stupid things.
No, that never happens.
No.
Celebrities are infallible, my friend. What are you talking about?
They are. Just ask them. Just ask any of
I'm
them.
not a pedophile. I'm just gay.
They're all super. Yeah, I'm not a pedophile. I'm just gay. It's terrifying, man. I'll tell you, it was funny. I heard somebody say before I go into this song, they go, it was Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary said, a politician is not going to be able to run next time. It's going to have to be another celebrity because people are so tired of politicians, and celebrities are the only ones who have any real drawing power anymore. I'm like, yeah, maybe Kathy Griffin should run.
Oh, good Lord.
That would be pretty fun. All right, listen, I'm gonna play this song here, and we'll be right back here in the Dag-Nabit Music Mayhem. This is the Revivalists with Keep Going On. All right, we'll try it one more time. This is the Revivalists. Keep going on.
For the long ride, never knew that I could feel so black and blue. And I've been holding on to something now for some time, and all I know is it's a feeling fit for two. Cause when the sunlight laid its head down on this dark night, and I was talking to myself in the rear view, yeah, I've got questions, but I know everything is alright. And all I have to do is just remember you. Cause I'm never gonna lose you. I've got you deep inside my chest, and I can feel you beating like the soul of a drummer boy. We gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. But can't anybody say and I will stand up tall for what I believe. Against all odds, I'll walk that trailer field and tread on desperate leaves. But no one's leaving just yet. We all want that make-believe, tried in true tribulations of who I'll come to be. The less I know, the more I learn how much love means to me. Every day I'm walking out the front door, leaning on your ghost. The best feeling of the day, one I lean toward most. We gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We can't anybody say, let the law take us away. We gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We can't anybody say, nah, nah, and I've been fake and I've been free. I've been you and I've been me. But now I stand up tall for what I believe. Against all odds, I walk that trailer field and tread on desperate leaves. But no one's leaving just yet. We all want that make-believe, tied in true tribulations of who I've come to be. The less I know, the more I learn how much love means to me. Every day I'm walking out the front door, leaning on your ghost. The best feeling of the day, one I lean toward most. We gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We can't let anybody say, let the law take us away. We gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We can't let anybody say, nah, nah, nah. Oh, keep going, oh, keep going, oh, keep going, keep going away.
All right, we're back here, man. That's the Revivalists. Love them. Great album, and that's off the album Men Amongst Mountains.
Now, are those Chicagoland local?
You know, Linda's not here, and she does all the lookup, and I've just been too busy, so I'm not exactly 100% sure.
All right.
I don't think they're a local band, but I could be wrong. Who knows? What do I know? You know, I can't do all the stuff myself.
Yeah, you can. You're supposed to save the kids and fucking know the songs of everything.
Well, that's not possible. I can't. I can only do one life. So anyway, then that story there. I just want to say to our new friend Kyle, hope you're feeling better. He's recovering. He's finally home out of the hospital, and we hope he's recovering and doing well.
Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to hooking up with him and his family and saying hello and having dinner or something with him.
That'd be cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. You know, I mean, God, that could have turned out so much. See, the thing about it was the police told me, as they said, and just by the way the accident was, they wouldn't have seen him because he was over the fence and he was this far from going in the water. If there was a tree right on the bank of this pond, and his car rested up against it. If that tree wasn't there, he would have slid right into the water. I swear to God. I hate myself. I can't wait till this year is over. And although it's been a good year.
Czar Radio, automate that shit. That way you ain't got to worry about it.
Well, here's the thing. I could load the whole show into this program. I could load all the stops and everything in. I just haven't done it because I want to upgrade this program, and I'm going to probably put it all on a new laptop. So I want to be a little more mobile with it because we've got some opportunities to do some shows out in public. But 2018 is going to be a big year. I'm working on it. May be the year that my little restaurant finally opens.
Okay.
I'm looking at several little locations, and it's I think I'm going to hopefully be able to work a deal here by the end of January, and if so, we might be able to open in April. I don't know for sure though. We'll see. We'll see.
Just grease the right government wheels, you'll get through.
Right. Grease the right.
That's how it works, man. Hey, what was it? Haster did the pay for play.
Oh, God, Dennis Haster was sleeping with high school boys.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
he's a mess.
Power begets power. I mean,
yeah, I guess so. I was looking up some stuff, Ken, that was kind of interesting here. Let me pull it up here. Which is no, not that. Where is it here? It was. The blah blah blah. Where the hell?
For those of you in the audience that cannot see our screen, Dag is simply jumping around on his little tabs.
So
he keeps showing a picture of the Sarah Jessica Parker eating watermelon. It's like, oh my God, get the horse out of here.
Yeah, she said some stupid things. One of the things I wanted to talk about this year was dumb things that celebrities said, and there's no shortage of stupid shit that comes out of celebrities' mouths. But I thought this was kind of interesting. I'm a History Channel fan, and I like these shows, and I know these quote unquote reality shows aren't really that real.
It's about as real as the reality we live every day.
Right. And it starts here with Pawn Stars, and these guys.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's a cool show, but I think you can ultimately tell that a lot of that stuff is scripted. And it turns out in this little expose on these shows on the History Channel, these guys don't even work at the shop anymore.
Yeah.
They go in and do the show, but they're not there every day. Mm-hmm. So my guess is, and they don't specifically say this, but my guess is they do a couple of episodes or several episodes in a day.
Oh yeah, easily.
But I guess when they go and they shoot, there completely disrupts business significantly. So, but
that thing they don't have to worry about it. They're making way more money off the residuals from the show.
I hope they got that kind of deal. They've been on for a really long time. But what's interesting is all these things are set up, like all these people that Rick says he has a good friend. Hey, I got a good friend of mine. He knows about swords, and I got a good friend of mine. He knows
runs
about
the historical museum.
Yeah, well, that's all arranged by producers,
of course.
And the people who bring stuff in, the show producers solicit people with things to sell. So then the producers arrange this whole thing, and then they tell the Rick and the team what it is they're going to be bringing in. They kind of lay out who's going to do the deal, but they do the research ahead of time, so they have all the talking points on the items. So it makes them seem like they know everything about everything. So like the guy brings in, I got this deck of cards from the Civil War. He'll do the research on a specific deck of cards that the producers told him, this is what this person we found has. They're going to, do your homework. So he gets a couple days to do his research on it, create a value for it. Then they bring the people in and they stage this whole thing. So
now I wonder if like the actual pricing is set, or is this guy actually in real time negotiating for this 1932 Ace of Spades.
You bring up an interesting point. So like on this one, on American Pickers, the producers do the same thing. They go out and scope out these places before they ever send.
Oh, you mean when they're driving around in the freaking in their little van? They're just B-roll.
Yeah, they're not just popping in. So the producers have already been there and looked through the stuff and decided what it is, or the things that these guys are going to buy, and they've already negotiated the price ahead of time. So all this nonsense of this haggling that they do is all bullshit. It's not real. It's already done.
You mean Hollywood and TV is fake?
Yes.
Oh my God, my mind's blown.
I know. I was flabbergasted. But yeah, that's one of the things here. And what's his name? Frank, the shorter guy, the short little stocky guy. He doesn't even really like picking. He's more of a businessman, and I guess what's his name, Mike Wolf. He's really into picking, and he's been a picker since he was a kid. But Frank's really not a picker. He doesn't really like it. So all that nonsense. And I read an article about the girl who plays Danielle. Mm-hmm. She actually had a website up until a couple years ago. And
Don't tell me it was porn.
No, she was a burlesque girl. It
was porn.
She put on this whole burlesque show and blah, blah, blah. But then the show became so popular that there's been no activity really on her Facebook page. So For several years, there really hasn't been any activity, but that's kind of interesting. So they bring her in. She doesn't work at the shop. She's not there every day.
She's the face of the
Yeah.
freaking of the empire. What you mean?
Yeah, and I guess Chumley's house. He's the most popular character on the show. On Pawn Stars.
More people can identify with the lovable retard.
Well, he
doesn't intimidate me. He's like me.
He had some big legal problems. They came, like the FBI came and kicked his door in 2000 last year. I think it was 2016.
Tax evasion, probably.
No, he had drugs and
victimless crime.
He had drugs and illegal guns,
still victimless crime,
and all kinds of crap in his place.
So the government was just mad at him, trying to tell him what he can and can't own.
You stop,
bastards! I swear to God.
Will you stop? Everything is not. Jesus, I talk about the grocery store. You bring up government,
of course, because they got to regulate what
kind
of fruit you can buy.
Here you go.
Hey, I just pointed out.
Can't we just talk about the story?
That is the story.
God. And I guess the guy who does Counting Cars. You've seen that show?
No.
What do you mean no? It's got the
I don't have cable.
Hand.
I don't watch TV. TV's for stupid people.
God, you're just a
trust
miserable
me. I love all of
soul.
our viewers. You're all freaking amazing, intelligent people. But if you're watching TV, especially Pawn Stars, and you're thinking that the shit's real, you might want to read a book.
God, you're such an idiot. What is wrong with you?
And Counting Cars, like
Danny Coker.
When are they going to stop using these horrible puns for these TV shows? I mean, come on. Get some goddamn
they call Danny Coker the Count. So it's a play on words. It is counting cars. But apparently, like the customers they use in the show are always real happy with it. But apparently he has kind of a crappy reputation with other people, according to this article, allegedly. So I don't know if that's really true. I'm pretty sure the media will find any way, because based on reading this, any way they can make everybody look stupid, they sure seem to do a hell of a job at it.
Well, yeah, that's the name of the game. I mean, profit at other people's expense.
Oh, it's kind of pathetic. But I guess it is what it is. We enjoy. Here's the story on Chumley, and it says here that blah 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 was raided by police. Inside, they uncovered multiple types of drugs and a dozen illegal firearms. But he only got probation because he's Chumley.
Shouldn't have gotten anything. He wasn't hurting nobody.
Oh, God,
it's not fair. It's not right.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like violence.
Vanna White is. I guess she's leaving. Wheel of Fortune.
She still works on the Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, but look at how hot she is. And so what she's got her own line of like facial products, and I think I got a picture here of her. Okay, so like see this one? This one is from 2012, the one on the left, and then the picture on the right is a new picture of her, and supposedly this line of facial fixing cosmetics is done that to her. She looks fantastic in both pictures.
Yeah, I was going to say she looks better on the left.
Yeah, she looks a little more real on the left, but then again, I don't know. She's hot.
See, the one on the right is probably like a fake Vanna White. That's like
that's
they
say
surrogate that they put in when Vanna White actually went down into the bunker.
This is her line. She's like CEO of this company, so she doesn't have the time to give Wheel of Fortune, and it doesn't really say here. They made a big deal in the headlines that she was going to be leaving the show, but they don't really state it in this article if that's true. But anyway, I'd watch out for that. That was something that could be happening.
T-minus 10 days until Vanna White accuses Pat Sajak of sexual assault.
Oh boy, man! You know who else has been back in the news is Kathy Griffin. She keeps coming up. Well, here's a whole thing on her, which really, and I've watched her videos so many times, I've almost got her nonsense memorized. But the thing that's so unbelievably captivating for me is the fact that she keeps dragging other women in Hollywood in equal pay. Hold on, back up, Kathy Griffin. You're not good. You haven't been funny in 2 decades, so you shouldn't get the same pay as Jennifer Aniston or, and to drag all these other people in. Your life is a disaster because of your actions, and to make it, and she's talking in that video, which is old news, it's a couple months old, but she's talking about how she's been blacklisted. how about that you just don't have any talent anymore or anything interesting or funny to say? Can't we just, maybe that's why you're not getting equal pay. And you're blacklisted.
It's a conspiracy, man.
You know, most people don't want to be associated with somebody who's got such a bad reputation that they, you know, nobody will hire them. So, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, Jesus Christ. She just keeps going on and on and on, and she just keeps popping